So let's go on to percentage-based grading in D2L. So say I have 3 types of assignments. Homework, which is 20% of my points, exams, which are 50, and projects and assignment, which are 30. And this adds up to 100%. When you're doing this type of grading, please make sure it adds up to 100%, or D2L is going to not like that very much. So here we go. I'm going to my course in D2L. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to grades. And if you haven't set one up, it'll be current like this. So what I'm going to do is, let me close this. I'm going to go to start. So I'm going to do weighted. So that means I want to use the percentages. Again, I did another video on points if you want to look at that. In formula, it's kind of a tough one. If you find, you might have better luck finding a video on D2L about that one. So I'm going to hit continue. So I'm going to do the calculated final grade, and I'm going to do automatically release final grade for my students. I'm going to drop ungraded items because sometimes if you have a lot of grades in the future, sometimes it'll give it zeros, and I don't want to do that. And I'm going to check automatically keep final grade updated. I'm going to continue. Keep my percentages. 2 decimal places. I'm going to keep all this. Again, I've got points and all this done, and I've got 2. And I'm going to undo this because I'm doing the weighted graded, but you can probably put that if you want. 2, 20%, and display final grades. Okay, and then everything looks good to me, so I'm going to finish. So it pops me here. So I'm going to make a new category. So my first category is homework. And it's going to be a weight of 20%. And there's different ways that you can do this. So if you say like you let your students do homework and you let them get more points than, say like they can get up to 110% for their homework. If you want to allow this grade to exceed the category weight, then click here and it won't restrict it. If you don't unclick that, that means that it's on the highest a student can get is 100% for 20% of the grade. Okay, so here you can manually assign weights to each item in the category, or you can distribute the weights by points across all items in the category, or you can distribute the weight evenly. Okay, so what does that mean? This one, if you say like you had a huge homework assignment and you want that to be 50% of the 20% of homework, then you're going to do manually. This one, if you do homework by points, you can assign it by points on that one. And this one is distribute weights evenly across all items. Say you have 10 homeworks, they're 10 points each. You can do this, and then you can drop, if you want to, you can drop the highest or the lowest. I am going to do distribute across each thing. Okay, so then I'm going to hit save close. So there's my first one, homework. So it says final calculated grade sums to 20%. So it's given me a warning that I have not hit that 100%. So let's do another one. We're going to do, oops, I did that wrong. I don't want to do that. I don't want to add an item yet. I need to finish my grade book. So I'm going to do category. Going to do exams. So I know that exams are 50% of my grade. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to distribute it by points because I might have an exam that was more than the other ones, and I'm going to hit save and continue. Okay, so it's got there. Again, it's telling me the weights. So then the next one, my last category is going to be project and assignments. So projects and assignments. Okay. So this is going to be 30%. And I'm going to manually assign the weight about this. So see, like I have a final project that the students do that's worth half of this, 30%. I'm going to be able to assign that on my own. So I'm going to hit save and close. I have my 3 things, and now it's so it's showing me that the total weights across the items is 100%. That's exactly what I want. Okay. So let's add a new item. So I'm going to do, so let's say I'm going to do final project. Remember I just talked about that one. My final project is, it's going to go in here. And I'm going to give it a weight of 50%, and the maximum points they can get is 100 on it. Okay. So then I'm going to save and close. All right, so what does that do? So it put it here and it showed me they have a final project. It's worth 100 points and it takes 50% of that 30%. So let's do another one. Okay, so let's say they have a, let's just say they have a midterm project. And it's going to go here. It's going to go to assignment and problems. And I'm going to say this is, let me say this is 100 points, or let's do this. Let's do this as a 50 points, and it's 25% of the grade. And then I'm going to add and save it. So now I've got 25% left. So let's try one more thing. So see, it says this, projects and assignments sum to 75%, not 100%. Again, it's giving me that warning. So I'm going to go to item, numeric, and let's say I want to check on their progress. So I'm going to do progress of projects. Okay, say they have to check in with me every so often. So I'm going to put it here and say I'm going to make this worth, I'm going to make it worth 50 points. But say I want the weight to be 30 and I try to hit save. Look what it does. It says your projects and assignments sum up to 105 and not 100%. It will let you do it. I suggest you don't. It will confuse your students. And at the end of the semester, when you have all these grades to do, you might forget you have it. So I'm going to put this back to 25% just to make my life easier. Okay. So as you can see now, for my projects and my assignments, I have final, midterm, and progress of the projects, and it gives me that. Say like I want to put the grades in for progress of the projects, I just click on it and I go in grades. I have every student who is in the class and I can enter their grades. And you can even put feedback. So say you want to tell somebody, hey, you did a really great job, you can put it here. Or you can also do private ones. Like if you say, okay, this person did an excellent job and I want to commend them for something special, or you give them extra points or something, put it there. So that's how you put in individual grades. Right, so I showed you here, I showed you on the other page how to do the lineup, but now here's the grades. Students can see their grades when you have the little eyeball. And because I'm in this view, I could put grades in here. Let me show you. Let's do 10. All right, let's say they did okay. Let's say they did that. So I'm going to save it. And these are not real grades. So then here it gives me color coding of how the people are doing. So again, these are not real grades. So you can hit save and it'll save the grades and it does it. All right, so let's go back to manage grades before, okay? So then if I want to add like homework grades, say I want to do like chapter 1 homework, I'm going to add an item again, numeric, and I'm going to do chapter 1 homework. It is a homework category. I'm going to do, say homework's 10 points, I hit save. And it saves it as 10. And it will keep updating as you add more assignments. And again, this is the percentage base. It's a little bit tougher than the points. I prefer the points, but it's up to you. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks.